Okay, so hi. I'm not sure who's managed to join us yet. Welcome to Girl Guiding Scotland live tonight on both Facebook and on Instagram. So I'll just say hello first. I'm Susan Brown. I'm the lead volunteer for membership development and growth here at Girl Guiding Scotland. I'm going to pass you over to Ali.
Hi, I'm Ali. I'm a volunteer recruitment officer with Girl Guiding Scotland, and I'm working on the very exciting new volunteer recruitment project. And I'm going to pass it over to Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I am growth for Airdrie and also North Lanarkshire, and I've had the benefit of working with the Volunteer Recruitment Project for Airdrie.
That's brilliant. So I'm hoping you're all warm and dry out there tonight. It's a bit of a miserable night, certainly in my end of the country. So hopefully you're taking the time just to join us for a wee while and hear a bit more about the project. So thank you for coming along tonight. We're going to tell you a bit more about the Volunteer Recruitment Project and tell you a bit about what we can do to support you, particularly at your local level. And throughout the messages we'll give you tonight is this is about helping you. It's our project. It's your project. It's not just something that we're going to come and say to you, this is what we're going to do. So we hope tonight as well you're going to be a wee bit interactive and give us ideas as well, because we're really here to respond to what you want and what you need. So we'll be answering questions tonight in the comments. If you want to pop any in, keep them coming. We will do our best to keep up with any comments and answer them. If we can't answer anything tonight for you, we'll certainly get back to you. And one of the emails, we'll make sure it will come into the chat more than once tonight, is the growth email address. And any questions, comments or anything tonight or at any time, please pop it into there. So if we've got anyone out there in the ether at the moment, we would love to know where you are from, whether you are here in Scotland, although loving Gracie, who is here from Windermere Ambleside Rangers. That's absolutely lovely to have you here tonight. And anyone else who's joining us, if you can let us know where you are, that would be absolutely fantastic. As Karen said, she's from Airdrie. I'm over on the east side of the country, in Edinburgh. And Ali, do you want to tell folks where you are?
Yeah, so I'm in South Lanarkshire. So as far as guiding district school, that is West Lanarkshire.
That's true. Yep. Okay, Alicia, great. Welcome. From Brecon. That's great. So we're starting to cover the country a bit, which is absolutely lovely. And you can tell we're just getting hang of all of this. We've got Sammy here from Edinburgh. So Sammy's got the same weather as me. As a Shona, great. You'll all know what I'm talking about if the others don't. Brilliant. Right. As folk are joining, it's a busy time of year. It's a busy time of day. Folk are maybe going to be joining as we go along. So we'll maybe start the chat, and hopefully folks will realise we're wanting you to tell us where you come from, because we're always really interested. One of the things Ali and I doing this project have been really excited about is getting to know local areas and getting to know a bit more of Scotland than we did know before. So pass over to you, Ali.
Perfect. Thank you, Susan. So we know that volunteer recruitment is an issue across the voluntary sector. It's not just Girl Guiding Scotland, which I hope is a little bit comforting. We know it can be really tricky to attract adults as volunteers and young members as volunteers. And that can be really tricky both at unit level, district division, and also county level. And obviously that puts pressure on your existing volunteers, maybe taking on a little bit more than they would necessarily want to. It can also be quite hard to give your girls the best guiding experience if you're already stretched quite thin. One of the things that we feel is quite important as well is raising awareness of all the amazing work you already do, letting people know that guiding is alive and well in the area. And you can do things like advertising roles, you can attend local events, and also giving your volunteers a warm welcome and sort of really solidifying them in your area and making sure that you are giving them your best self when they start with you. I'm going to pass you over to Susan for a little bit more about the project.
So, for those of you who haven't heard about the project or heard much about it yet, we started getting up and running in about May this year, and Ali joined us as one of our volunteer recruitment officers, delighted to have her on board. And we started then linking in with some of the local areas. Again, as I said to you, the main focus of this project is working with you either at division level, district level, or maybe even a group of units who meet in a same venue, or maybe have similar questions or similar support needs in the same area. So we started in March. In March and May, let's get it right. And I say our main aim is to give you the support you need to recruit in your area. So there's little that is really off the cards in what we can do to support you. We're here to be able to help you from the managing your waiting list. So if you have a lot of waiting lists, if you have a lot of new volunteers that are coming through that you've not had a chance to contact, or you've got a lot of girls on your waiting list, you're not quite sure how you're going to manage all of this, we're here. We can help you with some of those practical things to do that. We can help you advertise for volunteers, and we can do that in whatever way you want. We can do it in the usual way that you'll be very familiar doing before, using social media. We can help you with your social media posts, but also as well, we're very keen to look at what we can also do either in person or, getting down and getting those posters up. Ali has been out and about, putting posters up in places, maybe doing things during the working day when many of our already busy volunteers are really busy and don't maybe have time. It's not that you don't have the wish to do it, you just don't have time to maybe go around those supermarkets, those offices, those cafes, those community centres, anything in your area. And so we can do that for you. We can look at what venues you have and help you work out how we got venues that we could set up new units if we got volunteers. We can look at places we can tap into that for volunteers that maybe you haven't had an opportunity to tap in before. We work very closely with the third sector organisations. We work very closely with other places. We're really, really keen with this project to stretch out and see who can guiding work with to actually us help them, but them also help us in getting new volunteers. So absolutely anything that you can think of, we are willing to try. If you wanted to set up a challenge, if you wanted to look at ways you could get your young members to promote opportunities and guiding, anything, we're here. We're so excited now because in the last couple of weeks, we're now up to 4 members of staff. And for Girl Guiding Scotland, that is a significant investment. So that's the trustees of Girl Guiding Scotland saying, yes, we know your members need support with recruitment. It's not easy. We know it's not easy. Most of us have asked all our friends. Most of us have asked all our friends' friends. So we need to try something new. And that's really what we want to do now. One of the things we've done since setting up the project was contacting, say, all the local universities and just trying to get the right contacts in there to be able to go straight to them so that all of you don't have to work that out in your local area. We're working out what type of events go on. Now, a lot of you know all these things, but just being able to give you a bit of support. Maybe you want to get a bit of data or a bit of information about your local area. You're not quite sure where to find it. We can help you do that. So that's what we're really concentrating on a local level with you. And we've got 6 projects going on at the moment across Scotland, and we are really, really, really keen for more. So we would love if you were able to identify some support you would require. Doesn't need to be a big, massive problem. It might just be, look, we really could just do with a few more leaders. What can you do, team, to come and help us? We'll be delighted with that. So that's the local stuff, as I say, but also what we've got is the information we want to share across you all. So we're looking at the information we've got on our website round about recruitment to see how we can support you. If that's what you just feel you want to do, is go on there and have a look. We're creating resources And we've been creating some recruitment packs, some of you might have heard about already, that have been immensely popular. I've likened them to that Christmas gift that flies off the shelf that nobody can get because they're so popular. And it will be the Christmas elves at the moment, Ali, won't it? Working away, producing more of these packs. These are really simple packs that you can use if you're going along to events, that you can stick up on boards, and that will promote guiding in the way that you want. And it's very flexible. It's not just a poster, it's not just a pop-up, it's laminated information that you can put up that fits in with the event that you're doing. If you want to promote to students, you can use the student one. If you want to promote to maybe recently retired people, you can use the recently retired people. And we'll make sure that you've got that information that you can order those packs. As I say, we've got quite a lot on order at the moment, but if you would like one and don't have one in your local area, please contact us. We're also happy just to have a chat with you. Do you know, you might think, I've just got a couple of burning questions. Ali and I and the new team love nothing more than just popping onto a one-off chat if we can give you some support. One of the great things about doing this is we learn a lot from those that we meet as well. And it's a two-way thing, and we'd be delighted to share information across. So that's just a wee bit about what we've been getting up to. But I'm going to just pass back to Ali, and I think she's going to introduce Karen for us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Susan. I will say as well, it has been really lovely meeting loads of volunteers and finding out about the amazing stuff that is already going on. So if you are doing something that is working really well for your area, we would also love to hear from you. So we can potentially share that across Scotland and shout about you, because you're all doing amazing stuff. We all know that people are joining Girl Guiding every day. And so whilst we do want to support you, you can also support yourselves, and we can help you to do that. Some of the ways we're working together are potentially like a longer period of time. So sort of about 3 to 6 months, really focused work. As Susan says, I've got the time to do that during sort of working hours. We can also do sort of one-off stuff. So if it's a particular event you want, or it's, as Susan says, just a meeting to get some more information, we're going to make sure that every single member of Girl Guiding can benefit from the project and the work we do. And one of the areas, and the very first area we started working with, is Airdrie. So Karen is here tonight to tell us all about her experience of working with us so far, and how she's found it and what kind of things we've done. So I'll pass over to you, please, Karen.
Thanks, Ali. So I'm obviously Airdrie. We struggled for a while. We lost a lot of leaders in a short space of time, and it meant that a lot of our units were at a risk of shutting, and that wasn't what we wanted to do. So our division commissioner reached out to Ali and the volunteer recruitment team to try and help us to find ways to increase our volunteers. I was asked to lead that for Airdrie, being that I was already the growth for North Lanarkshire. A little bit daunting to start with, wasn't sure what was going to be involved. However, we had our first meeting via Zoom, which went great. We got to know each other, had a little bit of a discussion about what our needs in Airdrie were, what we were looking for, what areas we needed to fill. That then became a plan of action, which we all agreed to follow. The next meeting, in true Girl Guiding style, involved tea and cakes, where we all had a good discussion and took our ideas and the plans, split them up. And I thought I was going to end up with everything. However, Ali and Susan have both joined in. We've shared the load, which has been brilliant, because when you're working, it's a lot to take on. But we've shared each job. We meet up regularly to discuss where we're at, what we've achieved, what we've not achieved, things that haven't worked, how can we change them? It just might involve a little bit of tweaking to do. I mean, we started off with one of the things our focus at the start was bespoke leaflets to put out, local people, local buildings on our leaflets to show who we are and that we're here. However, didn't really get a lot from the division volunteers that we've got. They didn't really feed back on us. So we've turned it around, tweaked it a little bit, and we've put it out as a competition. And still we weren't getting a lot of pictures. However, and Ali and Susan don't really know this yet, but we do have some pictures. We have been successful in getting some pictures, which has been great. It is great. And it's not something everybody wants to do, is put their face on a leaflet. However, we've involved volunteers, young leaders, the young members as well. Anybody that wanted to take a picture in uniform in front of a building, we were accepting it. So that's been a positive. We've also managed to got a space down at the local college, which was great. That growth, warm welcome with PR, all there just to help us promote girl guiding and make us seen. It's all about being out there and being seen. Now, I obviously work during the day, so visiting businesses during the day was a struggle for me. However, Ali kindly asked and volunteered to come out to Airdrie, and she's went round a lot of the businesses face to face, just being seen, making new contacts, which is hopefully going to benefit us in the near future with new volunteers coming in. And it's taking the pressure off the units that we've got. So at the moment, our units we don't have any units now that need to shut. We are actually okay, although we want more volunteers so that we can increase our units and offer to more girls, because that's what we want. More girls, more volunteers, share the load, have fun, which is what girl guiding's all about. So yes, definitely would promote the volunteer project. If you get the chance, it is so worthwhile. Not only do you get to work with great people, but you bounce ideas, you learn ideas from other divisions, other counties, different people. It's just the knowledge and the sharing, and it's so useful. And I have gained so much in the short space of time that I have been working with Ali and Susan. And I hope that in the next few months, we reap the rewards of what we've put in for the first part.
Brilliant. Thank you, Karen. That was really helpful. Hopefully that, and that is such great news about the photos, because I know we weren't giving up on that. No, we weren't going to. So one of the things we really want to promote in as part of the work as we're doing is, using, as Karen said, local photos. We've got some generic promotional material. You all know we can go on the website, we can get stuff from Scotland, we can get stuff from UK. But one of the things we're really trying to focus on, that person that's in the street in Airdrie, or that person that's in the street in, we've got a lot of Edinburgh here, in Leith or something in Edinburgh. Getting photos and using terminology that they would associate with, to really make them think, could this be me? And yes, this could be me. And there's a really new exciting tool coming on board in the next few days. It's going to start, but going to open in January for recruitment, that is going to allow us to be far more bespoke in what we're looking for and who we're looking for. And I just feel these two things are really going to tie together, because we will use the language, we'll use what the locals call that building, not necessarily what the building is called, because that will make sense to people. So just adding onto that, Karen, that's absolutely brilliant. And as I say, that's good. Your tenacity has kept going there, and we're going to get those photos.
I also have to say a massive thank you as well to Karen and Heather. You're both so enthusiastic. And it's such a pleasure to work with volunteers who are so passionate about what they do and are so open to sort of taking anything and running with it. And that is what I love potentially most about this project, is that, as Susan says, nothing's off the table. We kind of just throw everything we have at it and see what works. But we absolutely couldn't be doing what we're doing without the amazing volunteers we're making connections with, we're working with, and we're getting ideas from. So thank you so much, Karen, for working with us, and obviously coming along tonight as well. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And that's the whole thing, is everyone, when we set this up, we have what we call a contract, but that's as much just so that we can tell you how we're going to support you. You can let us know what you're able to do, but it's that whole honesty as well, that if things aren't working out, or if things get really busy for you, the regular meeting up. I don't know, Karen, how have you did mention that, how have you found that, the sort of timing of the regular meetings up, how's that been?
Well, we discussed that when we'd met up. That was a discussion, that was an agreement. How often was I happy to meet up and talk? I agreed with a monthly meeting. I just think then we're keeping on top of things. Things aren't lying too long. If they've got an issue, we're getting in there and changing it quickly and can turn it around then, rather than waiting maybe 3 months and then feeding in. I quite like the monthly one where we just meet up, and it's not meet up for 2 hours. It's actually like 30 minutes, meet up, talk, discuss. That's it. We'll catch up the next time. So it's not a lot of time taken on meetings. It's just that, I'm saying face to face, but clearly it's through Zoom most times because of the distance between us. But it is face to face by just chatting. It's not a message. It's not an email all the time. It is actually a short discussion, and then we move on, set new plans for the next time, and hopefully we can achieve them. And if we don't achieve them, it's not been, I can be quite down on myself if I don't get it right. However, when I meet up with a monthly meeting with Ali and Susan, it's very good, because they will sort of build me back up and say, do you know what? Put it to the side. Let's try something different. Let's try this. Let's do this. And that's, rather than staying down, it's just looking at other opportunities. And that's where the wealth of knowledge is so good, because without that, you would probably give up and decide that it's not working and that's it. But we have rejigged things. We do discuss ways forward, things in the future that we're going to do. So I know that I've got, after Christmas, I'm planning some volunteer recruitment events where they're dropping in, volunteers can drop in and see what we're all about and have a discussion, a cup of tea, bit of cake. And that's the things that we're planning for the future. So it's not always about the here and now, it's what we can do to keep things going and build it up. And divisions change, so it's to meet our division needs, and that's what I always think. So yes, I have been very grateful for everybody's support.
Brilliant. Now we've popped up a wee request there. Has anyone got any questions for us? You can probably guess we can talk quite a lot about this subject. We like talking about this subject. But we would really be keen if anyone had any questions or comments, ideas. If you have anything at all, if you pop them into the chat, we will do our best to answer them, or certainly get back to you later if it was, as I say, something that we've not. We've spoken about the resource packs that we've got. We are a great believer in sometimes, having those postcards or having those leaflets or having those posters are really helpful. If there's anything you can think about that would be helpful in your area, please let us know. Again, local, what you have, if you need something that you think would help at one of your events, let us know, because the chances are, if you think you need it, somebody else will. The resource packs came off we'd set them up for an event, and then someone asked if they could take them. So they took them away at the end of the event, and here we are now. Ali, how many? Well, we've got 55 new requests, and we sent out, 30 or something? So
something like that. We've got 127 ordered in total. Yeah, which is incredible, and we're working very hard to get those orders caught up with.
So yeah, so we're very, very happy to go with your ideas and see what we can do to support you. So absolutely. Is there?
And the packs are good, because we used the packs when we went to our college open day, and they were brilliant. It was so easy just to take it out, put it up. We sort of mixed a couple just because we wanted some leaflets from one of the other ones. So they are mixed. You can mix them. But it was so much easier than having to think about it. It was just there. It took no time at all to put up. So it's definitely worth looking if you've not got them to get them. It's an asset.
Yeah, we've got some really lovely feedback from them, and we are taking all feedback. So there's been a few people have requested that we maybe have specific things in different packs. So we are continually working to make sure that it works for you, because they are made for volunteers. So we would love to hear from you. If you have ordered a pack, if something's come to your mind, if you've got any feedback on it at all, we are very open to that. And we are always working to make things and tweak things where needed as well.
So I am thinking we've maybe answered everyone's questions. I think we're being let off easy tonight, ladies. So, or maybe everyone's storing them up and going and sending them on to us. Oh, here we go. So Lara's asking us, how long did it take to receive a volunteer pack? At the moment, Ali, what are you thinking?
So we aim for 4 weeks. With the current backlog, we are looking at a little bit longer than that. But we have been working with amazing volunteers who have come in to help us make them. We've obviously got a bigger team now as well. So we'll be working again to build up our stock. If you have already ordered, you should be hearing from us this week as well. Just a little update on that. So our usual time is 4 weeks, but because of the big event at the start of the month, we have had some incredible demand for them. So we are working really, really hard to get them out as soon as possible.
That's great. Well done. No, I have had some fun doing some laminating too. So that's brilliant. Okay, well, I am taking it that, let's see, we have answered your questions just now. Maybe you just want to go away and think about it. Maybe you're all thinking about, oh, I think I've maybe got something that I could get some support with. And if that's the case, if you log on and look at our website or a part of the Girl Guiding Scotland website, you'll see there's a form that you fill in. And if you would like us, now you don't need to fill too much in, it's not so much information, but then we would get back to you and have a chat about the support that we could give you. So yeah, and you can see there up there, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. You can follow everything that we're doing. And otherwise, I'd just like to thank those that are joining us just now, those that I know that will listen to us later. And we just look forward to hearing from you and look forward to supporting you. So I'll say cheerio from me. And Ali and me. Okay, take care. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.